Yeah, it was a shock announcement, really. There's a surprise there because, again, in their full year numbers in February, they posted record operating profit and free cash flow. When I spoke to the CEO, Luca De Meo, at the time, he said, they had the mission accomplished with the Renault turnaround plan, that they had achieved their targets 2 to 3 years in advance, and then they were focusing now on their growth plan called Futurama. They have strong model lineup. Basically, the success story when it comes to European car makers last year. The only one that didn't issue a profit warning last year with Ferrari. So certainly that's why that was one of the favorites in the sector, because one of the outlier there. But now this unexpected announcement cutting their guidance. They mentioned weak demand in Europe and June volumes lower than expected. They said the van market as well being particularly weak. So they revised their guidance, a full year operating margin at 6.5% instead of 7% previously, and free cash flow between 1 and 1.5 billion euros versus 2 previously. According to Berenberg this morning, they said that Renault's downgraded guidance implies an 8 to 10% cut to the group operating profit for 2025. And so, of course, this comes at a time of uncertainty for Renault as well, because apart from the normal headwinds for this industry, we know the question of tariffs, the pricing pressures, the competition from the Chinese EV makers. They had their CFO that was highly respected, Thierry Piéton, that left in February. The CEO, Luca De Meo, now leaving. He stepped down actually just yesterday, moving to Kering, so another turnaround story. And so they said that the search for the new CEO is already well underway. That adds to the uncertainty for the car maker as well. So CFO Duncan Minto is interim CEO at the moment, but suddenly all this context, the uncertainty for the car makers in Europe and the uncertainty for Renault themselves, despite the success story they have been so far, kind of create that shock element, showing why we have this share reaction this morning.